हरिः ओम् नमः सर्वेभ्यः। अद्य कृदन्तप्रकरणस्य शतोत्तरः अष्टाविंशः पाठः। अद्यतनवर्गे क्त्वा तथा ल्यप् एतयोः प्रत्ययोः परिचयं प्राप्नुमः। येनाक्षरसमाम्नायमधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः। वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयं नमस्कृत्य तदोक्तिः परिभाव्य च वैयाकरणसिद्धान्तकौमुदीयं विरच्यते। सिद्धान्तकौमुद्याः अस्य वर्गस्य प्रयोजनानि। सिद्धान्तकौमुद्याः कृदन्तप्रकरणस्य सर्वेषां सूत्राणां विस्तारेण अध्ययनं, यत्र आवश्यकं तत्र अन्येषां व्याख्यानानां साहाय्येन शास्त्राध्ययनं, सर्वेभ्यः धातुभ्यः यथा योग्यं कृत्प्रत्यययोजनं, कृत्प्रत्यये परे रूपनिर्माणप्रक्रियायाः अभ्यासः, अष्टाध्याय्याः तृतीयाध्यायस्य कण्ठस्थीकरणम्। द्वादशस्य करपत्रस्य अध्ययनं प्रचलत् अस्ति। तत्र अद्यतनवर्गे क्त्वा प्रत्ययः तथा ल्यप् प्रत्ययः एतयोः अध्ययनं कुर्मः। तत्र ह्यस्तनवर्गे एकः विषयः मया नोक्तः, किञ्चित् त्यक्तः, एकवाक्यात्मकः विषयः एव किञ्चित् वदामि. So actually somebody sent me the homework answers for yesterday and then I realized that I had forgotten to mention that point. So all these gray colored sutras which are in the Vaidika context, all of them are not for tumun pratyayasya arthaha. So the question in the homework was tumun pratyayasya arthe vidyamanani Vaidika sutrani kani. So all these are not for tumun pratyaya. Most of them are for tumun pratyaya. But if you look at this 3, 4, 14, कृत्यार्थे तवैकेन केन्यत्वनः. So this particular sutram and the next one avachakshe cha अत्र कृत्य प्रत्ययानां विषये एतानि सूत्र एते द्वे सूत्रे स्तः अत्र उक्ताः प्रत्ययाः कृत्य प्रत्ययस्य अर्थे वेदेषु प्रयुज्यन्ते. So he has only sandwiched these two sutras in between. Again, starting from Bhava Lakshane Sthen Krui, again he goes back to Tumun. So he had just basically combined the Vedic pratyas in one set. Most of them are for Tumun, so I just gave a blanket explanation yesterday. But if you would have looked at the presentation, the PPT of yesterday's class, the slide title and the description that I have given on the slide clearly says that this two sutras or this sutram I think is for the Krutya Pratyaya only, not for the Tuman Pratyaya. So that was one point that I wanted to discuss. Adya agre gacchamaha. So after all these gray colored sutras, we have a bunch of sutras talking about Ktva Pratyaya. Then in this sheet, the majority of the sheet is all about Namul, 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 and so on. And again, towards the end, we have a few sutras that have Ktva Vidhanam given there. So अद्यतन वर्गे क्त्वा प्रत्ययः तथा च तस्य कजिन् तस्य आदेशरूपेण जायमानः ल्यप प्रत्ययः इत्येतयोः लघुपरिचयं प्राप्नुमः। तत्र प्रायः सर्वैः ज्ञायते एव, बहु सामान्यरूपेण भाषायां प्रयुज्यमानः अयं प्रत्ययः समानकर्तृकयोः पूर्वकाले इति तस्य मुख्यं सूत्रं पूर्वकालिकां क्रियां दर्शयितुम्. So if you have two actions, say Ramah pathati, tadanantaram Ramah mandiram gacchati. So if you have two actions, tatra kriya dvayam vidyate, tatra pathana kriya iti prarambhe vidyate, gamana kriya iti anantaram vidyate. So see the similarity with this particular construct with the tumun pratyay that we studied in the yesterday's class. Ramah pathati tadartham Ramah mandiram gacchati. Or to be technically correct, Ramah pathishyati tadartham Ramah mandiram gacchati. So that was the tadarthya sambandha. Here it is, say, purvakalika sambandha. Ramah prarambhe pathati tadanantaram Ramah mandiram gacchati. अत्र पठनक्रिया प्रारंभे भवति, गमनक्रिया तदनन्तरं भवति. पठनक्रिया पूर्वकालिकक्रिया अस्ति, गमनक्रिया परकालिकक्रिया अस्ति. अस्यां स्थितौ पूर्वकालिकक्रियायाः निर्देशार्थं क्त्वा इति प्रत्ययः भवति, यत्र द्वयोः क्रिययोः कर्ता समानः अस्ति तत्र. when the two actions, I mean, that samana karta was also the case in Tumun also. I mean, there is nothing new that we are talking right now, but there is an explicit mention in the sutram. Yesterday also, you remember samana kartrukayoho tumun iti sutramasit, adyapi samana kartrukayoh purvakale ityeva sutram. So kramena kriyamanayoho kriyayoho कर्ता समानः अस्ति चेत् प्रारंभे आदौ या क्रिया क्रियते तस्याः निर्देशार्थं क्त्वा इति प्रत्ययः भवति। रामः पठित्वा मन्दिरं गच्छति इति रूपं प्रायः सर्वैः ज्ञायते, किमपि नूतनं नास्ति। अत्र कश्चन एकः विशेषः, यद्यपि सूत्रे समानकर्तृकयोः इति द्विवचनं प्रयुज्यते, तथापि अत्र द्विवचनस्य किमपि विशेषं विशिष्टं प्रयोजनं नास्ति। बह्व्यः क्रियाः अत्र एकस्मिन् एव वाक्ये भवितुम् अर्हन्ति, अतः रामः पठित्वा खादित्वा पीत्वा मन्दिरं गच्छति इति अपि वक्तुं शक्यते। So you have a list of kriyas, whatever is the last kriya you reserve it for the ting pratyaya, and whatever are the remaining kriyas you add a ktva on it. So Ramah, so purvakalika kriyaha bhavyah api bhavitum arhanti, Ramah patitva khaditva pitva mandiram gacchati iti api prayogaha atra sangacchante. So obviously everybody knows this. There is nothing new that I'm talking. Let's directly go to the sutram. Samana kartrukayoho purvakale iti atra sutram. Samanaha karta yayoho dhatvarthayoho tatra purvakale dhatvarthe vartamana dhatoho ktva pratyayah bhavati. Very simple. The complexity will start from the next statement. But for now, this is very simple. Samanaha karta yayoho dhatvarthayoho. Two dhatus, the karta is same for them. Tatra purvakale prarambhe ya kriya bhavati. Tasmat dhatoho ktva pratyayah bhavati. So कौमुदीम् अपि पश्यामः, समानकर्तृकयोः धात्वर्थयोः पूर्वकाले विद्यमानात् धातोः क्त्वा प्रत्ययः स्यात्. So let's skip this middle line for a minute. भुक्त्वा व्रजति, पीत्वा व्रजति इति उदाहरणानि. So व्रज इत्युक्ते गमनक्रिया, प्रारम्भे भोजनक्रिया भवति, तदनन्तरं गमनक्रिया भवति, भुक्त्वा व्रजति, पीत्वा व्रजति इति उदाहरणानि. द्विवचनम अतंत्रम, अतंत्रम मीन्स नॉट यूज्ड ऑन पर्पस. द्विवचनम तस्य कोऽपि विशेषः नास्ति. अन्याः अनेकाः क्रियाः अपि भवितुम् अर्हन्ति. स्नात्वा व्रजति, पीत्वा व्रजति, भुक्त्वा व्रजति, मिलित्वा स्नात्वा भुक्त्वा पीत्वा व्रजति इति वक्तुं शक्यते. Now let's concentrate on this line that we skipped. Something very interesting going on over here. शक्ति शक्तिमतोः भेदस्य अविवक्षितत्वात् समानकर्तृकता. Now this is a very overloaded statement, and lot of interesting things from Karaka Prakaranam are actually sitting behind, or you have to read between the lines. A lot of interesting concepts from the Karaka Prakaranam are embedded in this single statement. Obviously, this is not a class on Karaka Prakaranam, so I'll keep those complex things aside, but I'll explain whatever is relevant in the current context. So it says Shakti Shaktimatoho Bhedasya Avivakshitatvat Samanakartrukata. Tatra ekam udaharanam prarambhe pashyamah. Ekam saralam vakyam svikurmah. Devadattaha pachati. Let's take another example. Say Devadattaha pathati. Idanim pritchamah Devadattaha pachati ityasmin vakye kaha karta iti vadamashte Devadattaha. This is a simple one. Devadattaha pathati ityasmin vakye kaha karta. Again, it's simple, Devadattaha. But what happens is these seemingly obvious answers, when we start investigating them under a lens, under a microscope, at advanced levels, suddenly some problems start emerging out. So these basic answers are okay at the introductory level, but when you start doing detailed study of Karaka Prakaranam, Vaiyakarnas ask further questions on this particular aspect. So tatra janaihi pruchhate देवदत्तः पचति इत्यत्र यदि देवदत्तः कर्ता अस्ति तर्हि पचनक्रियायाः अनन्तरं तस्य कर्तृत्वं कुत्र गच्छति? He is karta as long as he is doing the cooking action. Once the cooking action ends, he is no more karta. Similarly, when you say Devadattaha pathati, Devadatta is karta as long as the reading action is going on. as soon as the reading action ends, he is no more karta, and therefore saying that Devadatta is karta, saying or giving a blanket assertion that Devadatta is karta is not actually correct, is what the grammarians object on this particular point. देवदत्तः यदि अत्र कर्ता तर्हि देवदत्तेन सर्वदा पचनक्रिया एव करणीया इति तत्र आक्षेपः। किमर्थम् एतादृशः आक्षेपः इति चेत् कर्ता इत्यस्य कः अर्थः? करोति इति कर्ता, the one who does. So when you say Devadatta is a karta of Pachana Kriya, he should be doing the Pachana Kriya 24/7. If he does not do Pachana Kriya, he is no more karta of Pachana Kriya, which essentially means that something has changed. So Devadatta is not the karta, technically speaking, but whatever has changed is actually responsible for making Devadatta a karta. So there is a lot of interesting discussion in this point in Vakyapadiyam, in advanced text of grammar. But the basic idea over here is that there is actually a kartrutva shakti or a kartrutva dharma that comes and goes in Devadatta, and on the account of that kartrutva shakti, Devadatta becomes karta or Devadatta ceases to become karta. So yada Devadattena pachanakriya prarabhyate tada kartrutva shaktihi Devadatte agacchati. अस्याः कर्तृत्वशक्त्याः आधारेण देवदत्तः कर्तृत्वं प्राप्नोति। तदनन्तरं पचनक्रियायाः अनन्तरं कर्तृत्वशक्तिः तस्मात् निर्गच्छति, अतः देवदत्तः कर्ता नास्ति इति उच्यते. So technically speaking, now in this new frame of reference, it is the Shakti, it is that particular dharma, that particular power which is now karta. Devadatta is simply the nimitta, the power, the dharma comes and sits in Devadatta, and then on the virtue of that dharma, Devadatta now becomes karta. When that particular Shakti dharma goes out, Devadatta is no more karta. So technically, the kartrutva or the karta term should be reserved for that Shakti and not for Devadatta, is what the grammarians argue at this point. So clearly, there are two pakshas over here. One paksha says Shaktihi ityukte karta. The other paksha says Shaktiman ityeva karta. Shaktiman ityukte kaha? Yasmin Shaktihi vidyate ityukte Devadattaha. So in the lower levels, when you study the Karaka Prakaranam, you say Shaktiman is karta, Devadatta is karta. When you go to advanced level and understand all these detailed aspects, the eventual conclusion is Shakti is the karta. So it is that particular ability of cooking that itself is the karta, or that particular act of cooking, or say Pachaka Shakti is the karta. Now, so far so good, but this kind of two-way definition of karta creates a problem. So somebody is asking, is that true for all verbs, not just pachati? Yes, it is true for all verbs. Pachati, likhati, hasati. So devatta hasati ityatra hasana kriya yada bhavati tada hasana kriya vishishta shakti devadatte vidyate tatra hasana kriyayaha devadattaha karta. Hasana kriyayaha पश्चात् तस्याः समाप्तिः भवति चेत् सा शक्तिः देवदत्तात् निर्गच्छति, तदा देवदत्तः तस्याः कृतेः कर्ता नास्ति. So this is a kind of distinction that people usually do, and so then there are a couple of questions that are coming up over here, that karta should actually be a living entity and not an abstract entity called Shakti, and so on. So all these things have been discussed in details. This all answers to all these questions you will get when you start studying the Karaka Prakaranam in details. The definition of the word karta, karma, karan, and so on have been elaborated over karikas after karikas, specifically in the sadhana samuddesha of Vakyapadiyam. So let's not go in those particular aspects for now. What we need, that's what I mentioned in the beginning, that I don't want to go in these details. I want to mention bare minimum things that are required for discussion of this sutram. So what you need to focus at this stage is that there are two pakshas in the grammar, in the Vaiyakarana Samudaya. One group says that it is the Shakti which is the Karaka. Others say that the person who possesses that Shakti, Shaktiman, Devadattaha, is the Karaka. Now with these two pakshas, look at the sutram, and in the Shaktiman paksha, where we say Devadatta is the Karaka, the sutra becomes very easy to understand, because pachana kriyayaah karta api devadattah asti, lekhana kriyayaah karta api devadattah asti, patthana kriyayaah karta api devadattah asti. So that samana kartrukayoho does actually make some sense. Samanah karta asti tatra. Parantu tatra mukhya paksha, and in fact more commonly accepted paksha is this shakti paksha, where we say devadatta is just a nimitta. There is a kartrutva shakti that comes, some dharma that comes in the devadatta, that is actually the karta. So in that particular paksha, when devadatta is cooking, there is a pachana kriya vishishta dharma, which is the karta. When devadatta is reading, there is a patthana kriya vishishta dharma, that is the karta. When devadatta is laughing, there is hasana kriya vishishta dharma, that is the karta. So then you cannot have the concept of samana karta. So the whole sutra falls apart because there is no concept of samana kartrukatvam when it comes to the paksha where the shakti has been justified as the karta. Because each act will have a different shakti. The shakti for the hasana kriya is different, it cannot do cooking. The shakti for the cooking kriya is different, it cannot do reading, and so on. So yatra shakti karta iti pakshah svikriyate, तत्र समानकर्तृकयोः इति शब्दस्य कः अर्थः, तत्र समानकर्तृत्वं कथं भवितुम् अर्हति इति तत्र प्रश्नः उदेति. अतः अत्र तस्य स्पष्टीकरणार्थम् अत्र काशिकायाम् उच्यते शक्ति शक्तिमतः भेदस्य अविवक्षितत्वात्. So what Kashika is saying is all that difference between whether Shakti is Karaka or whether Shaktiman is Karaka is at a higher level, is only evident when you take a microscope, where a magnifying glass, and look at that concept of Karakas. For introductory levels, for levels where you want to teach the Tva Pratyaya, you do not need to do that kind of dissection, you do not need to do that kind of magnification. There is no need to have a separate understanding of Shakti and Shaktiman. So for the level in which we are studying this sutram, Shakti is the same as Shaktiman. You don't worry whether it is the Pachaka Shakti which is called the Karta or whether it is the Devadatta himself which is called the Karta. Both are same as far as this particular discussion is concerned, is what the statement in the Kashika trying to imply. Shakti Shaktimataha Bhedasya, the difference, the argument of whether Shakti is Karta or whether Shaktiman is Karta, that argument is irrelevant over here. Don't go in those kind of details. Shakti Shaktimataha Bhedasya Avivakshitatvat अत्र समानकर्तृकता अस्ति, अतः अत्र समानकर्तृकयोः पूर्वकाले इति सूत्रं सङ्गच्छते इति आशयः. And then he gives examples bhuktva vrajati, piktva vrajati, and so on. So just because somebody is asking that which is the final, I mean what is the final conclusion, is it the Shakti that is the Karta or is it the Shaktiman that is the Karta? Well, it turns out that for all theoretical levels it is Shakti that is the Karta, but it just does not make sense in the language. We never say Devadatta Kartruka Shakti Pachati. These are not the statements that you create. The typical statement that you say is Devadatta Pachati. So the final verdict, the final conclusion over there is that you continue to say Devadatta as Karta, but you also refer to that particular Shakti by adding a Tva Pratyaya, say Kar, and use the word called Kartrutva. So the kind of statements that people use to just resolve this particular debate, they say Devadatta Karta Asti, Devadatte Kartrutva Shakti Vidyate. These kind of two different ways, or these kind of two different words are being used in this context to explain, to justify the difference between the two things. Now let's read the remaining part. Dvivachanam atantram. So this particular Shakti Shaktimatoho Bhedasya and so on is not even explained in the Kaumudi, because it's, as I mentioned, it's not needed at this level, and Bhashya doesn't talk about it. Kashika just brings it up and makes it clear that you don't have to worry about it. So Dvivachanam atantram, as I mentioned, sthatva pitva bhuktva vrajati. Samanakartrukayoho iti kim yatra द्वे क्रिये अधिकाः क्रियाः वा विद्यन्ते परन्तु तयोः तासां वा कर्ता समानः नास्ति. Just one second. So yatra क्रियाद्वयं विद्यते नो चेत् अनेकाः क्रियाः विद्यन्ते परन्तु तासां कर्ता समानः नास्ति तत्र अस्य सूत्रस्य प्रयोगः न भवति यथा अत्र भुक्तवति ब्राह्मणे गच्छति देवदत्तः. So once the brahmana has eaten, Devadatta will go. So there are two kriyas, eating kriya and going kriya. One happens before another, but the karta of two is different. So you don't say bhuktva devadatta gachati. If you say bhuktva devadatta gachati, it will mean different. It will mean that Devadatta himself eats and then goes. But if brahmana is the one who is eating, then because the kartas are different, you don't use the current sutram bhuktavati brahmane gachati devadatta purvakale iti kim. So he is basically doing the dalakrutyam samana kartrukayoho and purvakale. So पूर्वकाले इति किम् एकस्मिन् एव काले तत्र क्रियाद्वयं नो चेत् अनेकाः क्रियाः भवन्ति चेत् तेषां तासां विषये अत्र अस्य सूत्रस्य प्रसक्तिः नास्ति. व्रजति च जल्पति च, somebody who is walking and talking at the same time, for them you don't say क्त्वा प्रत्यय जल्पित्वा व्रजति or व्रजित्वा जल्पति and so on. So पूर्वकाले इति किम् व्रजति च जल्पति च. So I think I've explained the Shakti Shakti Mataha Bheda in details. There are a couple of comments. I'll just take a minute to read them. Only those which are not addressed, I'll take them up. So there is a question, if you take a statement like Ramaha Gatva Namati, it is essentially same as saying Ramaha Gatva Ramaha Namati. So that is correct. So you don't usually express it in that way, but that is exactly the essence of Samana Kartruka Yoho. When you say Ramaha Gatva Namati, Gamana Kriya and Namana Kriya are both done by the same person. So Ramaha Gatva Ramaha Namati is like an unconventional way of saying it, but yes, it does exactly mean the same thing. Then there is a comment over here. If you take the Shakti aspect, then you cannot have a Samana Kartrutva ever. So that is correct. If you take the Shakti as Karta, that particular aspect, so you cannot have the Samana Kartrutva ever. And therefore the Sutra itself does not make any sense. That was the exact objection raised by the Kashikakara, and it has been resolved by saying that don't even go in those kind of details for now, is basically what he's saying. Because eventually you have to justify the tva pratyaya in the language, and the way you have to justify is by samana kartrutva. And even if you, I mean, theoretically you can talk whatever you want, but finally prayoga says devadattaha karta asti. This is a prayoga that we teach everywhere. So you cannot suddenly create new statements in advanced grammar that will, you know, confuse or that will contradict what you have learned in the basic grammar. You have to somehow change this so that the things that people learn or people are used to talking in the general sense are also preserved. Then there is a comment which says vrajati cha jalpati cha ityatra vrajan jalpati iti prayogaha. Very nice. So vrajan jalpati jalpan vrajati etadrishaha prayogaha atra sambhavanti. Tatra shatru pratyasya prayogena rupam siddhyati, tatra tva pratyasya prayogena rupam naiva bhavitum arhati. Let's take a look at Kaumudi, and then I'll go to this particular Vartikam, which is in this purple, whatever, orange, whatever color. So Samana Kartrukayoho Dhatvarthayoho Purvakale Vidyamana Dhatoho Ktva Syat Ktva tu Avyaya Kruto Bhave. So we have seen this Bhashokti also in the yesterday's class. Tva iti Pratyayaha अव्यय सम्यकः अस्ति, नो चेत् त्वा प्रत्ययान्त शब्दाः अव्ययं निर्दिशन्ति, अव्यय सम्यकाः शब्दाः भावे प्रयुज्यन्ते, अतः त्वा प्रत्ययः अत्र भावे प्रयुज्यते इति अस्य अर्थः. भुक्त्वा व्रजति इत्यत्र भुक्त्वा इति भावस्य निर्देशः, भोजनक्रियायाः भावः तस्य अत्र निर्देशः. द्विवचनं द्वित्वम् अतन्त्रं, स्नात्वा भुक्त्वा पीत्वा व्रजति and so on. And then in next two lines he talks about the prakriya. So for example, nam iti dhatuः अस्ति, तत्र नत्वा इति भवति, अनुनासिकस्य लोपः भवति, अनुदात्तोपदेशवनति तनोत्यादीनाम् अनुनासिकलोपो झलिकिङिति इति सूत्रम्. तदनन्तरं श्रुत्वा सूत्वा धूत्वा इत्यत्र इडागमस्य निषेधः भवति. सो श्रियुकः किति इति सूत्रेण इडागमस्य निषेधः भवति. So essentially he is giving some examples of prakriya. We will talk about the detailed prakriya of tva pratyaya in the next class. So there is a question, is there a difference between गतवान देवदत्तः नमति and देवदत्तः गत्वा namati. Possibly not, because gatavan devadattah namati also has two kriyas. One is in the bhutakala, other is in the bhavishyat kala. And devadattah gatva namati, the minor difference between the two is that you are saying that the two kriyas are kind of continuous. He first goes and then he does the pranama, whereas if you just say gatavan devadattah namati, gatavan is a visheshanam of devadatta. He might have gone 5 years ago also, he might not be doing the namana action immediately after the gamana kriya. So gatavan devadatta ityukte gatavarshe वनं देवदत्तः गतवान् सः इदानीं नमति, एतादृशः प्रयोगः अपि अत्र भवितुम् अर्हति. But when you say devadattah gatva namati, he first goes and then he does the pranama after going, that kind of. So there is a difference. I hope you understand what I'm saying. There is a difference between the action. Just by saying gatavan devadatta namati, it is not evident that the namana kriya happens in correlation with the gamana kriya. Devadatta might have gone, might have come back, and but he is still gatavan, because maybe ravanam gatavan, tadrisha prayoga bhavitum arhati. So minor difference in the artha. Okay, let's now go to this particular whatever magenta purple color light. Very interesting observation by Vartikakara. Look at the sutram. Sutram says samana kartrukayoho purvakale. So basically, when you have two kriyas, the purvakalika kriya is the one that takes the ktva pratyaya. So pathitva gacchati. First, it's the reading action and then it's the going action. However, it turns out that in the language, there are some cases, there are some very obscure situations where it is actually the parakriya that gets a ktva pratyaya. Let me repeat this. In language, you actually see some usages, even in Hindi. Now, I won't be able to translate this in English, but even in Hindi, for example, you can actually see usages where the parakalika kriya gets a tva pratyaya. Now, understand this. I'm going to use Hindi for a minute or two so that it can resonate. I'll try to translate in English also. So, for example, take the first basic statement, padhkar jata hai, reads and then goes. So this is a simple ktwa, like first he reads and then he goes, padhkar jata hai. But now look at the similar statement, muh kholkar sota hai, opens the mouth and sleeps. Now if you look at this statement, muh kholkar sota hai, it is not the purvakalika mouth opening kriya and parakalika sleeping kriya. It is actually reverse. First he will sleep and then because of snoring or whatever, his mouth will open. So such a beautiful construct where the parakalika kriya gets the twa pratyaya. Compare and contrast it with padhkar jata hai versus muh kholkar sota hai. Go first reads and then goes. And as I mentioned, it's not possible for me to translate it directly into English, but opens mouth and sleeps. The actual sequence is that he will sleep and then he will open mouth. So in this particular situation, it is the parakalika kriya that gets the twa pratyaya. Let's take another example. Say आंख बंद करके हंसता है. Say whatever, closes his eyes and then laughs. So what is actually happening? Actually, he starts laughing and then while laughing, he is closing his eyes. So again, first action is laughing. The second action is closing his eyes, and the action that gets the twa pratyaya or karke iti shabdah tatra closing his eyes ityatra prayujyate. So these very fine constructs, very unique, and only handful of constructs in the language where the parakalika kriya gets the twa pratyaya, the Vartikakara asks us to enumerate them. So asyam vyadaya swapiti, asyam ityukte mukham, vyadaya ityukte udghatya, swapiti ityukte nidrati, shete shayanam karoti. So Asyam Vyadaya Swapiti. Now, Ktwa in the sense he is using Lyapa, but both are interchangeable. So, Asyam Vyadaya Swapiti Ityatra Asya Vyadana Kriya iti vastutaha parakalika kriya asti. स्वपन क्रिया इति प्रारंभे जायमाना शयन क्रिया इति आदौ विद्यमाना क्रिया अस्ति. अत्र परकालिक क्रियायाः क्त्वा प्रत्ययः. अतः एतादृशानां प्रयोगाणाम् उपसंख्यानं कर्तव्यम्. Upasankhyanam, you count them in this sutram. So iti upasankhyanam, this is the part of the Vartikam. Kimartham upasankhyanam kartavyam? अपूर्वकालकत्वात् इति उपसंख्यानम् अपूर्वकालकत्वात्, अत्र पूर्वकालः नास्ति, अतः अत्र अपूर्वकालकत्वात् इति तत्र उपसंख्यानं कर्तव्यं. सो टू एग्जांपल्स हैव बीन गिवन. आस्यं व्यादाय स्वपिति इत्युक्ते मुखम् उद्घाट्य शेते, अपि च चक्षुः नेत्रे सम्मील्य पिधाय ऑन क्लोजिंग डाउन हसति laughs. So chakshuh sammilya hasati. When he starts laughing, he closes his eyes or closes one eye. Single ekavachanam asti. So chakshuh sammilya hasati iti upasankhyanam kartavyam apurva kalakatvat. See how beautiful observation by Vartikakara is there. It turns out that this Vartikam has been rejected by Bhashyakara. So Bhashyakara eventually says that this Vartika is not needed. Look at the Bhashyam. So samana kartruvoho पूर्वकाल इत्यत्र भाष्यकारैः किमुच्यते तत्र प्रारंभे वार्तिककारेण नो चेत् पूर्वपक्षेण वार्तिकमुपस्थाप्यते व्यादाय स्वपीति इति उपसंख्यानं कर्तव्यम्. As I mentioned, sleeps by opening the mouth, तत्र उपसंख्यानं कर्तव्यम्. So तत्र भाष्यकारेण उपस्थापितः प्रथमः प्रश्नः किमर्थं न सिद्ध्यति. Earlier version किमर्थं न सिद्ध्यति. So किं पुनः कारणं न सिद्ध्यति. apurvakalakatvat. There is no purvakala and parakala relationship in the correct sense over here. So somebody is asking, this is technically a lyapa pratyaya. Yes, this is technically a lyapa pratyaya, but as I mentioned, lyapa is actually twa. So twa, you always start with twa and then you talk about lyapa. Twa gets converted to lyapa. I'm going to talk about those aspects, but in all these, basically lyapa is to start with is always twa. You cannot directly attach lyapa pratyaya to dhatu. You have to first attach twa and then it gets converted to lyapa. So twa and lyapa are all same in this particular context. So apurvakalakatvat, it is not a purvakala. What is not a purvakala? Mouth opening is not a purvakala. Sleeping is a purvakala. So purvehi asau swapiti paschat vyadadati. First he will sleep and then he will open the mouth. Purve asau swapiti paschat vyadadati. And then, to everybody's surprise, Bhashyakara's verdict is that Nava Vaktavyam. No need to have this particular Vartikam. I don't remember if I've mentioned this in one of the earlier classes, but Bhashyakara always tries to favor Panini and tries to destroy Vartikas or try to reject the Vartikas as much as he can. So his whole attempt is to restore the original structure of the Sutra Patha. Wherever he cannot justify the argument of Vartikakara based on the Sutra Patha, he will have to bring in the Vartika. So around 30% of the Vartikas have been accepted. Whatever Vartikas were proposed, 30% of them have been accepted, 70% of them have been rejected in favor of Sutra Patha. So he does not reject the proposal. He says that your proposal is correct, but you do not need a separate Vartikam for it. There is already sufficient arrangement in the Sutra Patha that will take care of that proposal, is what he says. So here also he says in the similar way, Kim Karanam. So what is the reason for rejecting? This is what the Purva Paksha asks, that what is the reason for rejecting these kind of prayogas? And then he says, look at this particular situation very carefully. What are the things that are happening? First he sleeps, then during the sleep he actually opens the mouth because he's snoring or whatever. But when he is opening the mouth, after that also he is sleeping. So technically speaking, mouth opening is not a parakalika kriya, but it is a sandwiched kriya. There is a sleeping happening before mouth opening, then there is mouth opening, and then there is sleeping happening after mouth opening. So technically speaking, there is some sleeping kriya that happens after mouth opening. So if you look at that particular bit where he opens the mouth and then he sleeps, you can still apply samana kartrikayoho purvakale. So tatra prarambhe shayana kriya asti parantu tat tyajamah. Mukha udghatanat anantaram shayana kriya asti va iti prashnah kriyate chet avashyam asti. As soon as he opens the mouth, he is not going to wake up. He continues sleeping. So mukha udghatanat anantaram api shayana kriya asti. Tasmin sandarbhe पूर्वकालिक क्रिया मुख उद्घाटन क्रिया परकालिक क्रिया शयन क्रिया अस्यां स्थितौ मुखम उद्घाट्य स्वपिति आस्यं व्यादाय स्वपिति इति प्रयोगः संगच्छते. In the same way, chakshuः सम्मील्य हसति इत्यत्र प्रारंभे हसन क्रिया तदनन्तरं नेत्रपिधान क्रिया. But as soon as the eyes are closed, laugh is not going to stop. The laugh is going to continue. So you forget the initial laugh. Only concentrate on the second part. Tatra prarambhika kriya chakshu pidhana kriya, chakshu sammilana kriya. Tadanantaram अग्रे जायमाना हसन क्रिया अतः तत्र चक्षुः सम्मील्य हसति इति प्रयोगः संगच्छते. So very beautiful explanation. So navavaktavyam, you don't have to count these kind of examples. He doesn't say they're wrong, they're correct, but you don't have to count them separately because the sutram will take care of it. Kim karanam swapnasya aparakalatvat. Swapna is not dreaming, swapna is sleeping. That will continue after the mouth has opened. Aparakalaha swapnaha अवश्यम असौ व्यादाय मुहूर्तमपि स्वपिति मुखम उद्घाट्य तदनन्तरं कश्चन समयः यावत् मुहूर्त इत्युक्ते अ बिट ऑफ टाइम तादृशः समयः यावत् अयम् अवश्यं स्वपिति. अतः स्वपिति इत्युक्ते स्लीप्स शयनं कुरुते. अतः अपरकालः स्वप्नः अवश्यम् असौ व्यादाय मुहूर्तमपि स्वपिति इति कारणात् अत्र समानकर्तृकयोः पूर्वकाले इत्यनेनैव सूत्रेण एतादृशाः प्रयोगाः अवश्यं संगच्छन्ते इति आशयः. Very beautiful observation by Vartikakara, and on the top of that, uh, very interesting or what can you say, thoughtful analysis of that particular observation and trying to fit it in the sutra itself by Bhagwan Bhashyakara. अग्रे गच्छामः. There are a couple of comments over here, but let me park them for now. त्वा प्रत्ययस्य केचन विशेषाः अत्र इदानीं निर्दिशन्ते. Again, all these things are obvious for all of you. This earlier bhashya bit or this vartika and so on were very interesting. This particular things are, I think, everybody should already know. त्वा प्रत्यय ककारः इत्संज्ञकः तस्य लोपः भवति त्वा इति अवशिष्यते. त्वा प्रत्यय ककारः कित् कार्यार्थः, कित् कार्यार्थ गुणवृद्धि निषेधः संप्रसारणम् आकारलोपः एंड सो ऑन. त्वा तोसुन कसुनः इति सूत्रम् अनेन सूत्रेण त्वा प्रत्ययन्त शब्दाः अव्यय संज्ञकाः भवन्ति. So I don't know if I have taught this sutram earlier, probably not, but this is not the sutram that comes in Krudanta Prakaranam. It is taught all the way in the beginning of Siddhanta Kaumudi 450. So त्वा तोसुन कसुनः, त्वा प्रत्ययन्त शब्दाः, तोसुन प्रत्ययन्त शब्दाः, कसुन प्रत्ययन्त शब्दाः च अव्यय संज्ञकाः भवन्ति. Where is this tosun and kasun? Tosun and kasun is in the gray region that we saw yesterday. So this tumarthe se in this entire section, the last two sutras, there is tosun over here and there is kasun over here. Only Vaidika context. So त्वा तोसुन कसुनः इत्यनेन सूत्रेण त्वा प्रत्ययान्त शब्दाः, तोसुन प्रत्ययान्त शब्दाः, कसुन प्रत्ययान्त शब्दाः च अव्ययसंज्ञकाः भवन्ति. As soon as they become avyaya, they have to be used in the bhave. Because of that bhashyokti, अव्यय कृतो भावे इति भाष्यवचनात् अव्यय संज्ञकाः कृदन्ताः धातोः भावं दर्शयन्ति. So this all the pratyas in sheet number 12 are all mostly avyaya samnyakas. So namul, twa, tumun, khamui, everything is avyaya samnyaka. Most of these are all avyaya samnyakas. So अव्यय संज्ञकाः कृदन्ताः धातोः भावं दर्शयन्ति. अतः त्वा प्रत्ययन्त शब्दाः अपि धातोः भावं दर्शयन्ति. त्वा प्रत्ययन्त शब्दानां प्रयोगे कर्मपदस्य कर्तृकर्मणोः कृति इत्यनेन षष्ठी विभक्तिः प्राप्नोति, परन्तु न लोकाव्यय निष्ठा खलर्थत्वानाम् इति निषेधः. Everything is copy pasted from yesterday's slide. We talked everything of these in the yesterday's class. So लोकाव्यय निष्ठा खलर्थत्वानाम् इत्यनेन अव्ययस्य प्रयोगे षष्ठी निषिध्यते, कर्मणि द्वितीया इति द्वितीया एव भवति. अतः रामः कृष्णस्य दृष्ट्वा इति प्रयोगः नास्ति. रामः कृष्णं दृष्ट्वा गच्छति इत्येव प्रयोगः. कर्मपदस्य अत्र द्वितीया विभक्तिः भवति. let's go to the lyapa pratyaya. Before that, there is a comment on the previous this particular vartikam. This looks like too much hair splitting. On one ground, actually no, because I mean, if we talk about hair splitting, we have probably seen many more things in the course which actually can be called as hair splitting or unnecessary arguments. For this particular vartikam, I would not say that, because these are actually really valid pakshas. Like mukhamudghatya swapiti is a very beautiful example of case or a usage in the language where apparent use of samana kartrikayo purvakale doesn't fit over there. And what Bhashyakara is trying to say is, Bhashyakara is trying to throw more light on the real usability of the sutram samana kartrikayoho purvakale by actually showing that sleeping action also happens after the mouth opening. So well, one may call it as a hair splitting, but if you want to talk about hair splitting, there are 100 other things that we have learned in the course which actually look like hair splitting. But anyway, this was, in comparison to that, this was definitely a much, what you can say, a useful kind of discussion. Anyway, let's move to the lyapa pratyaya. As I mentioned, lyapa is not a pratyaya to start with. It is an adesha. So read the statement on the screen. Yatra tva pratyayanta krudantasya naya bhinna avyayena sah samasaha bhavati. Tatra प्रक्रियायाः प्रारंभे त्वा इत्यस्य ल्यप इति आदेशः भवति. Lyap is not a pratyaya in a direct sense. It is not defined in the pratyadhikara. It starts with twa. Twa gets converted to lyapa by sutra in the Angadhikara 7th chapter. So at yatra, and that conversion is also not always kutra bhavati tadrasham parivartanam iti chet, the twa pratyant word. So you say, for example, pitwa or say gatwa, and now you want to convert this particular word pitwa gatwa, say pathitwa. If you want to convert this particular word, or if you want to make a samasa of this particular word with some other word, what kind of word? Nay bhinna avyayam. So it has to be avyayam. Say for example, pra iti upasargah asti tasya avyaya samnya bhavati. So if you want to make a samasa of that particular, say patha plus ktwa with an avyaya, then ktwa will get converted to lyapa. So pra plus patha plus twa iti ekam udaharanam. Atra patha plus twa is a ktant krudanta. Technically speaking, it is antaranga karya. Why it is antaranga? Because this is directly related to the dhatu. Upasarga is outside. Prathamam dhatu sadhanena prayujyate paschad upasargena. So patha plus twa is an antaranga karya. Pra is an avyaya which is outside. First, there is all hypothetical. Okay, we are not doing the prakriya. It's all hypothetical. Patha plus twa ityatra avyasya nirmanam ityatra twantasya nirmanam bhavati. Tasya pra ityanena sah pradi samasah no chet gati samasah bhavati. This is not upapada samasa. What is upapada samasa? The twa will be required in presence of pra. That is called upapada samasa. So kumbhakaraha ityatra anpratyayah kumbham iti upapadasya upasthitau eva vidhiyate. That is called upapada samasa. Here there is no upapada samasa. The twa pratyaya is directly attached to the dhatu. After the prakriya, hypothetical prakriya happens, it suddenly understand, oh wait, there is a pra sitting outside. So let me combine with it. That is the pradi samasa, that is the gati samasa. And this particular combination is what we are talking about. अस्यां स्थितौ अस्मिन् विषये त्वा इत्यस्य ल्यप इति आदेशः भवति. यत्र त्वा प्रत्ययान्त शब्दस्य अव्ययेन सह, not every word, अव्ययेन सह, that also non nay, nay is also avyaya, so non nay, nay bhinna avyayena sah samasah bhavati. Tatra twa ityasya lyapa iti adeshah bhavati. Kutra bhavati? So do you actually do the prakriya prapathitva and then convert it to prapathya? Is that how you do? No. Etadrisha adeshah प्रक्रियायाः प्रारम्भे एव भवति. So you see that there is pra, you just look at, you don't combine with pra, you don't do gati samasa, but you see that there is pra, and as soon as you see that there is pra, ktva is going to get converted to lyapa. So प्रत्यय विधानस्य अपेक्षया उपसर्ग विधानम यद्यपि बहिरंगम अस्ति, the उपसर्ग is bahiranga, प्रत्यय विधानम is antaranga, तथापि उपपदम no उपसर्गम, typing mistake, उपसर्गम दृष्ट्वा, you see there is उपसर्ग over here, so उपसर्गम दृष्ट्वा प्रक्रियायाः प्रारंभे एव त्वा प्रत्ययस्य ल्यप इति आदेशः भवति, अग्रे सर्वा अपि प्रक्रिया ल्यप प्रत्ययम अनुसृत्य विधीयते. So all the way in the beginning of the pratyaya, twa gets converted to lyapa. I think we have the prakriya flow chart over here. So here in the prakriya flow chart, all the way in the beginning, in fact, when the dhatu does an anticipation, does a vivaksha, at this place itself the dhatu decides whether it wants to do the vivaksha of ktva or whether it wants to do the vivaksha of lyapa. It is all the way that early in the process where the distinction between ktva and lyap is determined. So, or the where whether the twa comes or lyap comes is determined. So vivaksha also depends. I mean, the vivaksha will be of the lyapa pratyaya rather than the ktva pratyaya. So antaranganapi vidhin bahirango lyapabadate. This was the paribhasha that we discussed in details in class number 12. So now I have switched the PPT. What you see on your screen is a small fraction of class number 12. If you don't remember, go back and study once again. So in class number 12, we talked about this, that in pra plus dha plus twa, as soon as this pra is seen, twa immediately becomes lyapa. So even if this is the bahiranga vidhi, that particular bahiranga vidhi will block all other antaranga vidhis, and it will be lyapa pratyaya in the beginning, and all the prakriya will then follow the lyapa pratyaya. So lyap pratyaya vidhanam prarambhe eva karaniyam. Now I have switched back the PPT to the original, the current one. So antaranganapi vidhin bahirango lyapa badhate ityanaya paribhashaya etat spashti bhavati yat त्वा प्रत्यय विशिष्ट विधीनाम अपेक्षया त्वा प्रत्ययस्य ल्यप आदेशः प्रक्रियायाः प्रारंभे एव भवति. And कुत्र प्रारंभे इति चेत् all the way प्रारंभे, all the way in the beginning. So ल्यप आदेशः प्रक्रियायाः प्रारंभे एव भवति. अतः प्रत्यय विवक्षायां जायमानानि कार्याणि अपि ल्यप प्रत्ययस्य विवक्षाम एव अनुसरन्ति. The anticipation is also for the lyapa pratyaya, it is not for the ktva pratyaya. Ado jagdhir lyapti kiti ityatra lyap grahanameva asya jnapakam. So we studied this part in details when we talked about ado jagdhir lyapti kiti. Let me revise it again for everybody's convenience. So ado jagdhir lyapti kiti, most of you might now remember, might definitely remember it, but let's do a quick revision. So Adho Jagdhir Lyaptikiti is a sutram in 2436. It is in the Ardha Dhatu ke Adhikara. This sutram is applied all the way in the beginning of the Prakriya where the Pratyay Vivaksha happens. Atra kimuchyate asmin sutre Adha iti dhatoho Pratyayasya Vivakshayam. Before the actual Pratyaya comes, in the anticipation of the Pratyaya, Pratyasya Vivakshayam अद इति धातोः जग्धि इति आदेशः भवति इति अत्र उच्यते. सो जग्ध इकार उच्चारणार्थ जग्ध इति आदेशः भवति इति उच्यते. कीदृशस्य प्रत्ययस्य विवक्षायां? सो ही सेस् ति किति तकारादि कित् प्रत्ययः. यत्र तकारादि कित् प्रत्ययस्य विवक्षा अस्ति, से क्त्वा और से क्तिच् क्तिन् क्त क्तवतु, यत्र यत्र कित् प्रत्ययः अस्ति, तकारादिः अस्ति, तत्र तत्र अद इत्यस्य जग्ध आदेशः भवति. And then he also says lyap in the sutram. So अद धातोः जग्ध इति आदेशः भवति. कुत्र कुत्र भवति? ल्यप प्रत्ययस्य विवक्षायां तथा च तकारादि कित् प्रत्ययस्य विवक्षायां. Now if ktva to lyap conversion was going to happen much later in the prakriya, then initially there will always be ktva. So ktva is anyway takaradi kit pratyaya. So ti kiti ityanena lap pratyayasya api grahanam bhavet. Because if you say I will start with ktva and then later on in step number 6 or 7 I will convert it to lyapa, then in the pratyaya vivaksha step, step number 2, there is no reason to see lyapa. You only think that you will see is ktva. But he writes lyapa in the sutra. He, in the sense, Panini writes lyapa in the sutram. That is a jnapaka. That is a proof that all the way in the beginning of prakriya, the vivaksha is also that of the lyapa pratyaya. So adadhatoho takaradi kit pratyasya vivakshayam lyapa pratyasya cha vivakshayam jagdha iti adesha bhavati iti sutrarthaha atra lyap pratyay nirmanat पूर्वम विद्यमानः क्त्वा इति प्रत्ययः स्वयमेव तकारादि कित अस्ति, अतः तस्य विवक्षायाम् अदधातोः अवश्यं जग्ध आदेशः भवेत्. सूत्रे ल्यप् ग्रहणम् अनेन प्रकारेण व्यर्थम्, because first to do the adesha then convert twa to lyap, but व्यर्थं सत् ज्ञापयति. क्त्वा प्रत्ययस्य ल्यप् आदेश विधानं प्रक्रियायाः प्रारम्भे भवति, अतः प्रत्यय विवक्षा समये ल्यप् pratyasya vivaksha kriyate. So you do the karyas in the anticipation of the lyapa pratyay. Whatever karyas you want to do, you do them in the anticipation of lyapa pratyaya. You first do lyapa pratyaya. So as soon as the pratyaya itself comes, for a moment it will be ktva and immediately it will be converted to lyapa. For all practical purposes, it's going to behave as if it is lyapa. Given or having said all this, lyapa cannot come directly. It is not a pratyaya. The vidhanam has to be for twa. Twa comes and in the next moment it gets converted to lyapa. This is like how the lat lakara happens. So lat comes and in the first moment it gets converted to tip. Lat has no prayojanam. Just saying lat has no sense. It will always get converted to something. So lat comes, immediately it will get converted to tip tasji, whichever appropriate form is there. In the same way, the twa pratyay will come and immediately it will get converted to lyapa iti atra ashayaha. So if you go to that particular same old PPT number 12, or I think right, this one, PPT number 12 over here, you can exactly see the same thing being explained over here. Lyapa pratyay vidhanam bahirangam asti chet antaranga vidhim badhate. Lyapa will come all the way in the beginning of the prakriya and then it will block everything that is specific to ktva. I'll talk about this a little bit later also in today's class. Agre gacchamaha. So the sutram is, I think I did not yet mention the sutram samase, or did I? Samase anay purve tvo lyapa iti sutramasit. I think it is there on the other PPT. If I don't see, it's not anywhere here. Yeah, it's over here. Look at this. I've switched PPT to 12. So look at this. Samase anay purve tvo lyapa iti vastutah sutram asti. So the sutra that converts the tva pratyaya to lyapa pratyaya is in 7.1. Samase anay purve tvo lyapa yatra yatra. Now I think the answer, I think the meaning of the sutra would be clear. Samase yatra yatra samasah asti कीदृशः समासः अनय पूर्वकः समासः अनय पूर्वः यत्र समासः नय इत्यनेन न प्रारभते. सो नय इति पदं यत्र समासे नास्ति तादृशः समासः यत्र विद्यते तत्र क्त्वा इत्यस्य ल्यप इति आदेशः भवति. Before that, let me take a question, because what I'm going to start is a completely new topic at this stage. So let me take a question. So the question is, in what step is the lyapa pratyay exactly going to come? The lyapa pratyay is going to come after ktva comes. So here, look at this. So krut pratyay is added in step number 4. So at this point, there will be ktva pratyaya. Itsamnya lopa you might or might not do, because that's now kind of useless. And look at this pratyaya desh over here. As soon as this twa pratyay comes, before you jump to step number 5, twa is going to become lyapa. So actually the twa will come first in step number 4 and immediately it will become lyapa in the same step. But the difference is that the vivaksha is not that of twa. So understand this difference. When you get an avula pratyaya and an avula gets converted to akka, nobody does a vivaksha of akka. Everybody does a vivaksha of nuvula, because nuvula is same as akka. There is no difference between the two. Here it is not like that. Here ktva is a standalone pratyaya. Lyapa is a different standalone pratyaya, or technically it is not even a pratyaya, it is adesha which will become pratyaya by sthanivat bhava. But twa is getting actually converted to lyapa. In case of Unavula, it is like identity operation. Unavula has no existence other than akka. Unavula will always get converted to akka. But that's not the case with twa. Twa has its independent existence and lyapa also has its independent existence. So this point is important, that on step number 4, twa will come immediately when you are talking about pratyadesha, it will get converted to lyapa. But the point is, when twa comes, vivaksha could still be that of lyapa. So ल्यप् प्रत्ययस्य विवक्षायां त्वा प्रत्यय विधानं कृत्वा तदनन्तरं ल्यप् प्रत्यय भवति, because that's how the system has been configured. There is no ल्यप प्रत्यय, you cannot add ल्यप प्रत्यय over there. And why you need the precursor, why you need the twa in, as a precursor for ल्यप? Why can't you define ल्यप प्रत्यय as a standalone pratyaya? Two reasons. Number one is twa and ल्यप are exactly the same pratyaya, exactly in the same meanings. When twa comes, lyap will not come, and when lyap comes, twa will not come. So they are like two sides of the same coin. They are not like alternate pratyas. If you define twa and then if you define lyapa, vasrupa vidhi might bring twa and lyapa at the same time for certain dhatus. That's not how it is to be configured. It has to be either twa or lyapa in the identical meaning, and moreover the kith property of twa has to be imparted to lyapa by sthanivat bhava. So he configures them as one and the same pratyay, or one pratyay and an adesha of that. So I think I have answered that question in details. इदानीम् अग्रे गच्छामः. So that particular समासे अनये पूर्वे त्वो ल्यप इति तत्र सूत्रमासीत्. तस्य सूत्रस्य चिन्तनात् पूर्वं, what is this? Oh, we have studied this particular slide. So next one, right, this one. So samase anaye purve tvah lyap iti sutram asti. So tatra anaye purve yatra yatra samasah asti. Now please understand this. In many of the introductory classes, what people teach is that upasargah asti chiktva ityasya lyapadesha bhavati. So you always say gatva and you always say agatya, or pathitva and prapatya. So yatra yatra upasargah asti tatra tatra lyapadesha bhavati is what people typically teach in the introductory classes. That is correct, but that is not the whole truth. कोऽपि समासः अस्ति. सो उपसर्गेण सह कश्चन समासः भवति, परन्तु यत्र उपसर्गः नास्ति, स्पष्टीकृत्य, उरीकृत्य, शुक्लीकृत्य सर्वत्र ल्यप् प्रत्ययः अस्ति, तत्र तु उपसर्गः न विद्यते. अतः यत्र समासः अस्ति तादृशे समासे त्वा प्रत्ययस्य ल्यप् इति आदेशः भवति. कीदृशः समासः? नये समासः मा भूत्. सो अकृत्वा, यू डोंट से अकृत्य, अकृत्वा, अपठित्वा, अलिखित्वा. But other samasa is there. Say pra, you always say samas, you always say lyapa conversion happens. Somebody is asking, is agamya correct or agatya correct? Both of them are correct. We'll learn about it in the next week. So atra samase anay purve tvaha lyapa. Okay, there are a few more questions about this. What is the vibhakti pratyaya of tvaha? It is shashti ekavachanam. Let's go to the shabda patha. I think all this is there in the shabda patha. Vishwapa. Akaranta pullinga shabdaha. Vishwapaha, Vishwapaha. Panchami Shashti Ekvachanam. That is exactly Ktvaha, Ktvaha. So please memorize Akaranta Pullinga forms if you have not yet memorized. Samase Anay Purve Ktvaha Lyapa. This is Shashti Ekvachanam. Vishwapa Shabdavad Rupani Bhavanti. Ktvaha ityukte Ktva Pratyayasya Lyapa iti Adeshaha Bhavati. So समासः अस्ति परन्तु नये समासः नास्ति, तत्र क्त्वा प्रत्ययस्य ल्यप इति आदेशः भवति. And I think there was a previous question, I don't remember if I answered it or not, but it says agamya or agatya. Both of them are correct. There is a separate bit in the prakriya. I'll talk about it on agrima saptahe, in the next week. Okay, anyway, so samase anay purve tvo lyap ityatra anay iti shabdah asti. And anytime you see words like this, bell should start ringing in your brain. Is this prasajya pratishedha or is this paryudasa? अनय इति पर्युदासः अस्ति और प्रसज्य प्रतिषेधः अस्ति. So let's understand the difference between the two. What would it mean when you say paryudasa and what would it mean when you say prasajya pratishedha? So obviously again paryudasa means that you do the negation of that object and a replacement object has to come over there. So abrahmanam anaya ityatra paryudasah kriyate chet brahmanah nasti parantu brahmana sadrushaha, a person of the same age, same weight, whatever, or say same caste or caste in sense same type of living status and so on, say kshatriyam anaya. Obviously abrahmanam anaya ityukte you won't bring some an animal or a cow or a bull or whatever. अब्राह्मणम् आनय तत्र पर्युदासपक्षस्य आश्रयः स्वीक्रियते चेत् ब्राह्मणभिन्नः ब्राह्मणसदृशः इति अर्थः क्रियते. So if you want to resort to the paryudasa paksha for anaya, it would be meaning nay bhinnah parantu tat sadrushaha. Now, this Sadrusha term is very peculiar because it can be interpreted in various ways. And the way it is being interpreted in this sutram is Nai कीदृशः अस्ति अव्ययसंज्ञकः अस्ति अतः तद् भिन्नः परन्तु तद् सदृशः इत्युक्ते अव्ययवाचि शब्दः एव. सो नय भिन्नः परन्तु तत् सदृशः इत्युक्ते अव्ययसंज्ञकः शब्दः समासे पूर्वरूपेण अस्ति चेत् त्वा प्रत्ययस्य ल्यप आदेशः भवति इति पर्युदासपक्षाश्रितः अर्थः. On the other hand, in the prasajya pratishedha, it is the kriya negation. So abrahmanam anaya ityukte brahmanam ma anaya. So you can bring anybody or you will come alone, but don't bring a brahmin. That's the prasajya pratishedha. So atra samase anay purvektvo lyapa ityatra सर्वत्र समासे समासं विना सर्वत्र त्वा प्रत्ययस्य भवति परंतु नए समासे न भवति. सो सर्वेषु समासेषु भवेत्, समासं विनापि भवेत्. No, not samasam vina because samasa is not the negation. So samase sarvatra bhavet. So sarveshu samaseshu tva pratyasya lepadesha bhavet parantu nay samase na bhavet. So na bhavet, the kriya is the negation. So which is the valid construct? Is the paryudasa paksha a valid solution or is a valid way of interpretation or is the prasajya pratishedha a valid way of interpretation? So the answer is that you look at the prayoga. Tatra prayogaha asmabhi drashtavyaha. In the prasajya pratishedha paksha, it will be all samasas other than the naya samasa. So it will create forms like parama krutya, which is not a valid form. Uttama krutya, which is not a valid form. So parama krutya ityatra kim asti? Parama iti shabdena sah atra samasaha bhavati. So any samasa is acceptable as long as it is not a naya samasa. So paramakrutya ityatra uttamakrutya ityatra atra prasajya pratishedha pakshe lyap pratyah bhavet. So parama तथा क्रू तथा त्वा इत्यत्र त्वा प्रत्ययस्य ल्यप आदेशे कृते परमकृत्य उत्तमकृत्य एतादृशाः शब्दाः भवेयुः. एतादृशाः असाधवः शब्दाः. So prakritya is correct, upakritya is correct, spashtikritya is correct, shuklikritya is correct, but paramakritya is not correct. Uttamakritya is not correct, is what the prayogas dictate. And if you resort to prasajya pratishedha paksha, then it would mean all samasas but the naya samasa. So then paramascha asau krutvacha iti tatra karmadharaya samasena नो चेत् परमं कृत्वा इत्यनेनापि समासेन परमकृत्य उत्तमं कृत्य उत्तमकृत्य इति अयुक्ताः असाधवः शब्दाः अत्र भवेयुः. But if you resort to paryudasa paksha, then the interpretation would be नय भिन्नः परन्तु तत्सदृशः शब्दः इत्युक्ते अव्ययम्. So parama is not an avyayam. Paramam krutva उत्तमं कृत्वा, that would be the samasa vigraha. Paramam krutva उत्तमं कृत्वा अत्र सर्वत्र केवलं अत्र सर्वत्र परम तथा उत्तम इत्येतौ शब्दौ अव्ययसंज्ञकौ न स्तः. अस्यां स्थितौ अत्र परिदासपक्षस्य आश्रयणात् त्वा प्रत्ययस्य ल्यप आदेशः नैव भवेत्, and therefore you will get appropriate forms like param krutva uttama krutva, and therefore Paryudasa Paksha is the acceptable Paksha for the word anay. So anay ityatra नय भिन्नः परन्तु तत्सदृशः अव्ययसंज्ञकः शब्दः इति आशयः इति अर्थः. And therefore if you go to the previous slide some 2 3 slides ago, the summary that we captured was precisely this: नय भिन्न अव्ययेन सह समासः भवति. यदि नय भिन्नः शब्दः अव्ययसंज्ञकः नास्ति तर्हि तत्र समासस्य नैव प्रसक्तिः. यदि नय भिन्नः शब्दः अव्ययसंज्ञकः अस्ति तर्हि तत्र समासस्य नॉट समासस्य त्वा इत्यस्य ल्यप परिवर्तनस्य न प्रसक्तिः. नय भिन्नः शब्दः अव्ययसंज्ञकः अस्ति तर्हि त्वा इत्यस्य ल्यप आदेशः भवति. सो परम कृत्वा उत्तम कृत्वा इत्यत्र परमम् उत्तमम् एतौ शब्दौ अव्ययसंज्ञकौ न स्तः. पर्युदास पक्षे एतयोः समासयोः त्वा प्रत्ययस्य ल्यप आदेशः नैव भवति. अतः पर्युदास पक्षः एव स्वीकरणीयः इति अत्र निष्कर्षः. So let's take a quick look at, we are going to talk about this aspect once again on the next slide when we talk about the entire sutram in details, the vyakhyan of this sutram. But let's take a look at the important aspects of the lyap pratyaya. Again tatra kopi visheshah nasti, sarvaihi praya etat sarvam purvam nyayate eva. विधान समय ल्यप इति आदेशः अस्ति. ल्यप इज नॉट अ प्रत्यय डायरेक्टली, स्थानिवद् भावेन तत्र प्रत्यय संज्ञा भवति. सो स्थानिवदादेशो नल विधौ इत्यनेन त्वा प्रत्ययस्य प्रत्ययत्वम् इति गुणधर्मः ल्यप प्रत्यये आरोप्यते. सो ल्यप आदेशे आरोप्यते टू बी टेक्निकली करेक्ट. सो विधानात् अनन्तरं स्थानिवद् भावेन ल्यप इति आदेशस्य प्रत्यय संज्ञा अपि भवति. So one thing that you need to understand over here is whatever I was talking right now, it is an adesha in the beginning and then it becomes pratyaya and so on, is uh, you have to take it. I mean, this is all microscopic discussion. In the beginning, there is no point. In the beginning, actually, or on what? How would I put this? On the universal scale, there is no difference in twa and lyapa. You don't do some karyas on lyapa purely because it was an adesha, it has not become pratyaya yet, and so on. So twa pratyasya lyap adeshaha bhavati. As soon as it becomes adesha, sthanivat bhava is going to kick in. So when you go on the microscopic scale, you distinguish between these two steps. But that is only at the microscopic level. There is no reason to distinguish because there is going to be some special karya that happens before the pratyaya samnya is applied. Just doesn't happen on the top. If you zoom out, everything is just one step. As soon as twa comes, it becomes the pratyaya. But there is a small point in this context. As soon as lyapa iti pratyaya tatra agacchati. Now let's go at the prakriya flow chart and you say twa pratyaya. Twa pratyasya lyapa iti adeshaha bhavati. Now the question is, lyapa ityatra lakarasya kena sutrena itsamnya bhavati iti prashnaha. So which sutram takes the itsamnya of la? And the obvious answer is lashakva tadhite iti sutrena lakarasya itsamnya bhavati. But that is not actually a sufficient answer, because if you look at the sutram lashakva tadhite, लशक्व तद्धिते इत्यस्मिन् सूत्रे प्रत्ययस्य इति अनुवर्तते. सो शफ् प्रत्ययस्य 136 शफ् प्रत्ययस्य इत्यस्मात् प्रत्ययस्य इत्यस्य अनुवृत्तिः अग्रे गच्छति. शफ् प्रत्ययस्य चुटु and then लशक्व तद्धिते. सो लशक्व तद्धिते इत्यस्य सूत्रस्य कः अर्थः? प्रत्ययस्य आदौ विद्यमानः लकारः इत्सम्यकः भवति. So as soon as twa gets converted to lyapa, you cannot even do its samnya removal. Because if you want to do its samnya removal of lakara, you need a pratyaya samnya over there. That's what I was saying. On the microscopic scale, on the microscopic level, you can distinguish between the two. But when it comes to all practical purposes, there is nothing that is happening between the two steps. First, it becomes adesha. When it becomes adesha, maybe pakara can go away by halantyam. Halantyam does not need pratyaya as anuvritti. So halantyam can get rid of pakara. But even lakara cannot go because it needs the anuvritti of pratyaya. So first twa gives lyapa as adesha. Immediately after that, lyapa becomes pratyaya, and when lyapa becomes pratyaya, la goes away by lashakva tadhite on the account of it being a pratyaya. So that's what I wanted to say, or that's what I was repeating again and again. तत्र ल्यप् प्रत्ययस्य immediately एव तस्मिन् एव क्षणे प्रत्ययसंज्ञा भवति. तत्र आदेशः अस्ति, प्रत्ययः नास्ति इत्यस्य विशेषं किमपि प्रयोजनं नैव विद्यते. Anyway, that's what is written on the next slide actually. Lyap pratyaye lakara pakaro is samyakau. तयोः लोपं कृत्वा य इति अवशिष्यते. क्त्वा प्रत्ययस्य स्थाने आदेशरूपेण विहितः ल्यप् प्रत्ययः स्थानिवद्भावेन कित् अपि अस्ति. This is a very important point. It is not at all obvious because being or not being a kit is actually al vidhi. It is related to a single letter kakara. Being or not being a pratyaya is anal vidhi. It is related to the entire entity called ktva. So that gets imparted to lyapa by sthanivat bhava. But being or not being a kitta is al vidhi, and still on the account of sthanivadadesho nal vidhau, it is imparted to lyapa. We have studied this in class number 27. Actually, we have studied so much in this course that you need to go back and revise again and again. So what you see on the slide is now class number 27. Tatra apavadaha, third line green colored. Tatra apavadaha maya pathitaha asid sthaninah itsamyaka gunadharmaha एकवर्णाश्रितः सन् अपि नित्यम् आदेशे अतिदिश्यते सेर्ह्यप्पिच्च इति सूत्रं तत्र ज्ञापकम् एतत् सर्वं मया तस्मिन् समये पाठितमासीत् परन्तु इदानीं किं स्मर्तव्यम् इत्सम्यक गुणधर्मः स्थानिवदादेशो नल विधौ इत्यनेनैव आदेशे अतिदिश्यते अतः I've switched back the PPT now अतः ल्यप् प्रत्ययः कित् अपि अस्ति. सो कित् प्रत्यय विशिष्टानि यानि कार्याणि तानि सर्वाणि ल्यप् प्रत्ययस्य विषये bhavanti. Finally, the same thing about kartrukarmanoho kruti, which I had discussed for the twa pratyaya. So twa tosun kasuna ittenena sutrena twa pratyanta shabdaha avyay samnyakaha twa pratyasya sthane vidhiyamanaha lyap adesha avyayatva virodhi nasti. So just because adesha happens, the avyaya property is not being evaporated anywhere, is not going to be destroyed. It's just a harmless adesha. Earlier it was avyaya, now it is also avyaya. So twa pratyasya sthane vidhiyamanaha lyap adesha avyayatva. This is not avayavatva, avyayatva. Avyayatva virodhi nasti. Ataha ल्यप प्रत्ययान्त शब्दानाम अपि अव्यय संज्ञा भवति अतः एतेषां प्रयोगे न लोकाव्यय निष्ठा खल ततुराम इत्यनेन अव्ययस्य प्रयोगे षष्ठी निषिध्यते कर्मपदस्य कर्मणि द्वितीया भवति रामः पुस्तकं प्रपठ्य गच्छति इति अत्र प्रयोगः. So there is one question. I actually answered this some 10-15 minutes ago, but I think it was missed. So let me take it again and answer it. Why is lyapa not defined as a separate pratyay by calling it say kakara lyapkit or something like that? So first of all, adding the extra itsamnyaka kakara is a problem because the beginning is taken by la, ending is taken by pa. Well, you will insert ka. So the lyap pratyay needs to be pitta, it needs to be lita, it needs to be kitta. So inserting three anubandhas is difficult. Two you can insert, one in the beginning, one at the end, but third, because it has in order to for it to make it samyaka, it has to be either adi or anta. Only swara can be anywhere. Other than that, it's all adi or anta. So that is one problem, but you can get rid of that problem by adding another word in the sutra, kit and so on. The primary reason why twa is given as adesha is because lyapa is only being mandated in certain cases as a replacement of twa. So he does not want two pratyayas, because if he gives two separate pratyayas, vasarupa vidhi might come, there are asarupa pratyayas, other complications might arise. So he does not want them as two separate pratyayas. He wants them in identical meanings as one giving an adesha to another, and therefore he does not prefer giving them as separate pratyayas, but just takes one as an adesha of other, so that either twa remains or it gets converted to lyapa. There is no middle state. It actually makes simpler by converting twa to lyapa. If he would have given a separate pratyay called lyapa, it would have caused 100 other problems as far as the whole system is concerned. Anyway, let's take a look at the sutram and stop. So this is the last slide. Samase anay purve kvo lyap. So sutram saralameva idanim. समासे अनय पूर्वे त्वा इत्येतस्य ल्यप इति आदेशः भवति. He gives examples. Prakritya, prarhutya. See, all the examples are going to be for avyayas. So prakritya, prarhutya, parshvatah krutya, nana krutya, dvidha krutya, sarvatra avyayameva asti. समासे इति किमर्थम? समासः एव नास्ति चेत् आदेशस्येपि न तत्र विधानं. कृत्वा हृत्वा. अनये पूर्वे इति किम्? अकृत्वा, अहृत्वा, and so on. Then he talks about the two examples, parama krutva, uttama krutva. Here parama and uttama are not avyayas, and therefore ktva doesn't become lyapa. So he explains that anay iti naya anyad anay nay sadrusham avyayam parigruhyate. So that's the prasajja, that's the paryudasa. He does not use the word paryudasa over here, but Kaumudi uses it. So look at this, paryudasa ashrayanat in Kaumudi. पर्युदास आश्रयणात न इह परमकृत्वा. So somebody is asking what is the vigraha of this? पार्श्वतः कृत्वा इति भिन्न रूपेण लिख्यते चेदपि तत्र न दोषाय. मिलित्वा लिख्यते चेत् पार्श्वतः कृत्य इत्येव वदामः. नाना कृत्य. So actually when you write krud vritti of lyapa, you have to use another kriya. So parshvatah krutva pathati. Parshvatah krutya pathati. So because we are in the dhatu sambandhe pratyaya, unless the second dhatu is there, you cannot really write vritti. So even the vritti of pathitva should be pathati tataha gacchati, and then you say pathitva gacchati. So you have to add another verb, or you can do twisting and say purva kalika pathana kriya and so on. But instead of using those sentences, it's better to write vritti pathati tataha gacchati and then say pathitva gacchati. But this point is important. Unless you have two different dhatus, you cannot apply ktva. We are in dhatu sambandhe pratyayaha, that particular section. Dhatu sambandhinah pratyayaha. So only when there is a relationship between the dhatus, you have to use the tva. So parashvatah krutva gacchati iti parashvatah krutya gacchati iti atra vrittihi bhavitum arhati. Anyway, so we were talking about anay iti naya anyad anay. Nay sadrusham avyam parigruhyate tena nay अनव्ययम च नयन भवति. सो अनव्ययम अस्ति चेत् तस्य सूत्रस्य प्रयोगः नास्ति and so on. Let's look at कौमुदी. अव्यय पूर्वपदे अनय समासे क्त्वः ल्यप् आदेशः स्यात्. तुगागमः भवति ह्रस्वस्य पिति कृति तुक् ल्यप् इति पित् अस्ति. प्रकृत्य अनय इति किम् अकृत्वा पर्युदासाश्रणात् न इह परमकृत्वा and so on. Now if you look at this particular sutram, okay, before that there is let me take one or two questions, because this last two statements are slightly different context. Let me first take a few questions. Why do we imitate dalakrutyam of a vyakhya and ask why Panini said this? I don't understand. I mean, Dalakrutyam is done on the Sutram, not on the Vyakhyam. So if you're asking like why is Dalakrutyam done on the Vyakhyam? No, Dalakrutyam is done on the Sutram and then we dissect the Sutram. And why do you, I mean, sometimes you also do Dalakrutyam on Vyakhya. It's basically to explain that Vyakhya, like why Kashikakara said something like this is what we do that. That's it. There is one or two more questions. Oh, is the what kind of samasa is this? Parshvata kruta? No, parshvataha is an avyaya. Parshvatas iti asti. It is an avyaya. There is no aluk happening. There is no vibhakti or anything over there. I mean, as soon as it is avyaya, the vibhakti is anyway going away by avyaya dapsupaha. So parshvataha krutya is simply an avyaya. Nana is simply an avyaya. This kind of samasa will only happen for avyayas. So there is no question of aluk happening anywhere over here. So is Nana and Avyaya? So somebody is asking, yes. Is Dvidha and Avyaya? Yes. Go back to Ganapatha. So everything is there. You need to probably learn how to read this. So Nana, search for Nana over here. This is going to be an Avyaya. Look at this. It's in the Swaradigana Swaradi Nipatam Avyayam. Look at Dvidha. Dvidha won't be over here, but dvidha is the taddhitanta. So dha iti pratyaya asti. So taddhitascha sarva vibhaktihi iti sutrena tasya avyaya samnya bhavati. If you go to taddhitascha sarva vibhaktihi, अनेन सूत्रेण द्विधा इति शब्दस्य अव्यय संज्ञा भवति. Let's see if I have given that particular example. This one. It's written over here. Panchadha is given as an example by me over here. So Dvidha also fits in this category. So take a look at this particular section. So Avyayas are listed all the way in the beginning of Ashtadhyayi, starting from Swaradinipatam Avyayam. So Swaradinipatam Avyayam Tadhitascha Sarvibhakti Krunme Jantaha Kvatosun Kasunha Avyayi Bhavascha. All these are Avyaya related sutras, actually written by me also over here. व्याकरण शास्त्रे पठितासु संज्ञासु अन्यतमा अव्यय संज्ञा स्वरादिनिपातम अव्ययम इत्यस्मात् आरभ्य अव्यय भावश्च इति यावत्सु सूत्रेषु अव्यय संज्ञा पाठ्यते. So look at these 5 sutras. They have bunch of words listed in all these sutras. All those words become avyaya samnya. So parshvataha is also a tadhita pratyanta. Tas word is there. Same sutram will be there over here. So probably somewhere here. Himavattaha, Sudamataha, Panchamyastasil, Tataha, Yataha, and so on. So now I don't recollect exactly which of these location, but one of these will eventually give you, one of these sutras will eventually give you the Parshvataha as a word. So it's actually a bunch of sutras. Panchamyastasil is 537, Ityataha 5346. So all these sutras are going to give you Avyaya Samnya. So one of them is going to give you the Avyaya called Parshvataha. Similarly, Nana is listed as an Avyaya. Dvidha is a Tadhita Samnyaka Avyaya. And so is Tadhitanta Samnyaka Avyaya, and so on. Okay, Agre Gachama. Let me see if there is a. So, uh, okay, there are a couple of questions, but let me first go through the remaining part. So there is only one bit about this sutram that I want to talk, and then I'll take about the question. So if you say samase anay purvek tuolyapa, if you look at this sutram, obvious, we are sometimes, our brain is configured to think in some way. So if you look at this sutram samase anay purvek tuolyapa, understand, we all know that a samasa consists of a purva padam and an uttara padam, and all the examples that we saw on the previous slide were always the ones with twa pratyaya as the uttara padam. So say nana krutya, so twa pratyaya or lyap is the uttara padam, parama krutva, twa is the uttara padam, uttama krutva, twa is the uttara padam, akrutva, twa is the uttara padam. So the question that he asks over here in the Kashika is that sutre kutra likhitam asti twa iti uttara padam bhavet. So samase anay purvek tualyapa only talks about samasa. Samasa has two padas. There is an uttara pada and there is a purva pada. Maybe twa will appear at the purva pada. Will it become lyapa in that samasa? Iti tatra prashna. See how beautifully they do the dissection of the sutras. So samase ityatra twa pratyanta shabdaha purva pada rupena bhavitum arhati va? तादृशः भवति चेत् तत्र ल्यप परिवर्तनं भवति वा इति प्रश्नः. So he says there are actually valid words. So he says snatva kalaka is a word. Snatva kalaka is, or there are also other words, is a valid samasta pada. It gets a samasa or samasa samnya by mayura vyamsakadayascha. So mayura vyamsakadayascha is a type, mayura vyamsakadi samasa is a type of tatpurusha samasa where all the irregular tatpurusha samasa words are embedded or are just dumped. So any Tatpurusha Samasa that does not fit a proper structure like Dvitiya Tatpurusha, Tritiya Tatpurusha, Nai Tatpurusha, Pradi Tatpurusha, and so on, all those words are just dumped and given as Nipatanas in this particular Mayura Vyamsakadayascha. So Mayura Vyamsakadayascha ityasmin gane kechana shabdaha. Look at this. Pitva sthirakaha, bhuktva suhitaha, snatva kalakaha, the one who takes bath and still he is dirty or still he is not clean, that kind of person is called snatva kalaka. So snatva kalakaha, pitva sthirakaha, bhuktva suhitaha, all these words actually have ktva pratyaya in the beginning. And then what do you say about this particular sutram? Will this sutram convert it into the lyap? Will this sutram cause a conversion into lyap samasa and so on? Is a kind of discussion that happens, kind of irrelevant, because see samase इत्यत्र तदन्तविधिना समासस्य अन्ते इत्येव तत्र प्रयोगः भवितुम् अर्हति. So the reason why our brains are tuned to think only the correct examples is because the tadanta vidhi that is embedded over here. Samasa ityukte samasasya ante ityukte uttarapada rupena. So that is obvious given in the sutra itself. But still he tries to do a little bit of dissection. This is what we can call actually hair splitting. Tries to go do a little bit of dissection and says, why are these words snatva, kalaka and so on valid? And then he says snatva kalakadishu mayuravyamsakadishu nipatanat lyabadesho na bhavati. So in this snatva kalaka and words is basically they have to be accepted as correct because on the account of mayuravyamsakadesha, because they are given as it is, they are to be accepted as correct. Or you can say tvantaha samasaha. So tadanta vidhi, and then he also talks about tadanta vidhi. So tadanta vidhina tvantaha samasaha api bhavitum arhati. So this kind of argument he unnecessarily brings in extra complexity and then tries to get around with it. So we'll ignore these particular lines. Is basically finally you can say that in the samasa the uttara padam has to be tva and then it will get converted to lyapa. So somebody is asking na doshaya iti kutra trishtam na janami parantu, or maybe I have spoken this na doshaya iti kidrishaha prayogaha. So tatra na doshaya is a common construct in the language. There is no fault iti arthaha. Tatra na doshaha iti api bhavitum arhati. Na doshaya iti api tatra prayogaha shruyate. Then there are a couple of ways. Sorry, couple of questions over there. Why is Lyapa not in third adhyaya? Oh, I think I have already answered that particular thing in details. Anyway, uh, there are a few more. I think I've answered most of them, and we are also kind of running out of time. So tadeva atra samapayamaha. So as I mentioned, all that I wanted to do in today's class is to discuss the twa and the lyapa pratyaya, the basic introduction to these pratyas. In the next week, we will be discussing the prakriya, detailed prakriya of twa and lyapa. Again, twa pratyaya prakriya, lot of interesting topics specifically related to atidesha. We'll need probably 2 classes. I'll see if I can combine Ktwa and Ilyap together in 2 classes, or we need 3 classes. I'll see about that, but we need 2 or 3 classes for completing the prakriya of Ktwa and Lyapa. So tatra adyatana vargasya abhyasah ekvakyena uttarani likhata. So dvitvam atantram ityasya kaha arthah, or lyap pratyaya kit katham asti, and so on. Simple one liners. And samase anay purve kvolyapa iti sutrasya kashika vyakhyanam swabhashaya spashtikruta. So this particular part, especially snatva kalakadishu bhaira samyam sankadishu and so on, try to explain it in your own language, like what exactly does he mean over here, or what is samase iti nirdharane saptami ityukte. Nirdharanam means anekeshu ekah. So pandavanam arjunah sreshtha or pandaveshu arjunah sreshtha, both the forms are acceptable. That is called nirdharana saptami, one amongst many. So sharshti and saptami can be used in the nirdharana. So that's what he's saying. Anekeshu samaseshu yatra ktva pratyayah ante vidyate तादृशः समासः स्वीकरणीयः तेन क्त्वान्तः समासः इति स्वीक्रियते. So he somehow tries to bring the tadanta vidhi in the picture, and therefore tadanta vidhina iti bhavati iti atra ashayah. The last line pradhaya, prasthaya and so on is essentially I've already explained in class number 12. So now I have switched the PPT to class number 12. See this particular pradha, same example pradhaya is being explained. So if you don't understand that particular line from Kashika, you can go to class number 12 and listen to this particular bit of explanation. So that's it. So that was the second question. Samase anay purvek polyapa iti Kashika vyakhyanam spashti kuruta. I think there are a few questions, but I'll keep them aside for now. Most of them are related to why Twa and Lyapa are two different pratyas. I think at one point in time, you have to keep these questions aside and say that there is a reason why Panini does it. We will probably be able to appreciate, understand it when we go in more and more details about with the Prakriya or with the Vyakarana Shastra. सोद्यलं समापयामः अग्रिमसप्ताहे नियमितरूपेण. Hopefully my computer doesn't create any problems, but we'll have classes on Thursday and Friday as usual. समापयामः. अष्टाध्ये जगन्माता यस्य चित्तात् समुत्थिता वेदानामुपकाराय तस्मै पाणिनये नमः. शब्दब्रह्म समाराध्य कृतवान् यो विलक्षणं सर्वाश्चर्यमिदं शास्त्रं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः. येन धौता गिरः पुंसां विमलैः शब्दवारिभिः तमश्चाज्ञानजं भिन्नं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः. धन्यवादः.